Warp drive active.
Welcome back to the Eve Online 0 to Omega Challenge with Icarus. Today we're going to be jumping into the Tristan. A few things to note is the 7.5% bonus to small hybrid turrets and the 10% bonus to drone hit points and tracking. So with all that out of the way, I just wanted to welcome everybody back to day 2 of my 0 to Omega series, where we are starting from a blank character and working to Omega the account. A couple things that I do want to note here. I really appreciate all the support on the first episode. Sorry I didn't have anything quite ready for the next one. Got a little sick in between, but we're back now and gonna get to rocking and rolling with some of this content. What it did allow me to do, though, is off camera, I just trained some skills. So I really kind of beefed up a couple of skills that I have. Started going into some drones here. Did a little more gunnery. Got into a Gallente ship. So like I said, we're gonna be flying the Tristan today. So yeah. That's the goal, and just to lay out a few more of the rules here is I am trying to make this as casual as possible. So I'll typically look to keep it to about an hour of playtime every single day, or every single day that I am actually playing it. That way it's not like a secondary job. Obviously it's a video game. We don't ever want to have like a secondary job when we're doing any of this. So an hour I think is fairly reasonable for that. And then what I'm also going to do, I'm going to pop up my Geve assets. That way everybody can kind of see the assets of this account. And we'll be able to watch it grow together. Is another one of those items that I'm going to be including moving forward. Just a really quick look at it here. Day 1 we had 1 million. Now we're looking at about 2.2 million. So without further ado, we're going to jump into our fit here. So we learned a lot of things in our first episode. One, if we're going to be running darks, we got to slow them down because guns do not track worth a shit. So I got, in this fit, my Tristan. I got 2 of the 150 Scout accelerator cannons. I'm going to be trying to do it with some Fed Navy. Fed Navy was about $200 or 250 Isk a shot. So it's going to cause a decent amount of damage, hopefully. Got 2 of those. Got a web on here. We got to get within 10 kilometers to slow them down. I've got the similar afterburner. Got a cap battery, and then we do have a small IA enduring armor repper. It's going to be healing us for about 15.5 hit points per second. Got my damage control and a drone damage amplifier. And then for some reason, I was dumb when I was mocking it out, and I threw 2 explosive armor reinforcers on there. I don't have a whole lot of ISK floating around, so we're just going to leave it where it's at. And then I got a capacitor control circuit for what I'm going to round out here. Another thing here is that my skills aren't quite enough to fly 5 drones. So I'm looking at 4 right now. With all that in there, we're looking at 67.2 damage per second with about 3,000 EHP. And we are going to be running another Tranquil Dark. See what we can figure out here with that. And just a couple things. The way that I have been making money, at the end of the last episode, I was like, I don't know, I'm going to go mine or something. There was a fantastic comment to just do discovery projects or discovery missions. So I've been doing quite a few of those. Another thing to call out is every single day you can actually log in and jump 3 jumps and make 50,000 ISK. So when you're an alpha player, that is a huge advantage to play with. But yeah, that's kind of the setup. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go get to our space in space. And from there, we will run our first Tranquil Dark, or I guess our second Tranquil Dark. First one was not a success, but we're going to run that second Tranquil Dark and see if we can make it with this $2.4 million Tristan. All right, so we do have our spot in space, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and get started in here. Looks like I forgot to throw myself into a fleet, so we'll do that real quick, get all this out of here and move one direction. Once it recognizes I'm in the fleet, we're going to be hoping that there's no skybreakers in this. I was watching a couple YouTube videos of frigate runs, and skybreakers are very tanky. But what I also did between the station and here is I did go back and grab a couple different ammo types. Try to get a little more range here in the dark and see what we can do. So we got an escorter. Okay, we need to be within 44. Go ahead and turn on the afterburner. We are cap stable, so we'll be able to do this. We'll control F because we do have our acolytes marked as favorites. We'll send them off. We'll see if we can throw a web on this guy, slow him down. Ooh, a little close. Then if we go over to our damage types, go ahead and start shooting some ammo. We are getting kind of close to losing our shield, so we're going to go ahead and kick in the armor repper. One thing about armor reppers is they only heal at the end of the cycle versus shield, which is a instantaneous. So if you are in armor, you're definitely going to want to start cycling those before you actually get there. That way you start to heal, or you start the heal cycle before you need it. So we're almost through armor on this guy, which is a 50% across the board, and 0% resists in the structure, which is where we're at now. I think we can go ahead and start moseying our way to the biocombinative, the biocache, because that's a hard word to say. Okay, turn that off. We will target the cache. Turn off our repper because we no longer need it. We're within 44. We're going to send off our drones. And reload. So we got $600,000 worth of goodies in the hold already. And I am using Abyss Tracker. That way we can kind of keep an eye on how we're doing. A little Shift R to recall our drones. Come on. Give me the loots. Be a good loot. 1.2. Not too shabby. Go ahead and click this. We'll stack them all. Hit the transfer conduit and hope for another easy room. So that was a 2.5 minute room. We got all their stuff. Drones, etc. Good, good, good. Ember Needlers. We got one that's close. Let's go towards the cache. We'll launch our drones, target, and see if we can hit this guy to start with. Cool. Oh, yeah. What are you? You are zeros for shields. No, that's structure. Pardon me. Reading it backwards. Should be pretty quick on this guy, too. Start the repper here. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to send a drone to the cache just so we can start plinking at it. Let's get some velocity here. That way we can maybe start speed tanking a little bit of this. Throw a web on him too. Shoot away. That way we get some zero transversal, which somebody did suggest I throw that on there. And let's see if we can. I'll need to reorganize that a little bit. Oh, he's attacking my drones. Don't lose the drones. I need the drones. I need the drones. That's all I got. That's my damage. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay. Got a little distracted. Okay. Throw the web on him again and send the drones after him. Make sure that he's staying red boxed on me. Okay. Perfect. What do we get here? So we got 1.8 right now. Another 1.6. Got a little Skinner tool. Got a Tranquil Dart. Got a third back. Can I drag that in here? Because that's kind of annoying. And then if we change you to a list, that way I got easy copy paste for Abyss Tracker. Let's get rid of this active ship. Drones in. Reload real quick before we jump. It'll continue to reload through the jump. So for a easy last room. It's not quite easy, but we'll see what we can do. This bad boy might take a minute to kind of melt down. Let's throw a little orbit on this guy. I hope I don't just like completely get smoked by the damage. Why am I not going anywhere? I gotta get a web on him. For a little approach, he's yellow boxed me. I'm gonna call my drones in. Red box, throw them back out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this little guy goes from red and yellow. Yellow means he's de-aggress, or still got you targeted, but he's switching aggro to something else. The only other thing here is the drones. So we need to make sure. Alright, this dude's got like no resists. Okay, keep the speed up, still red boxed. He's kind of melting the web. Honestly, clutch in the dark. I think web's the way to go. We are sitting right on top of him. Let's do a little orbit. Set default. Let's actually do it at 5,000. That way we get a little bit of speed around him. We got yellow boxed again. Pull the drones real quick. Pull aggro again on main ship. That can be repped. Perfect. Launch him again. And we're going to be successful. Sweet. We got the cash. We'll send the drones. Turn off the repper. Reload all. Perfect. Call the drones back in. Continue to approach. We've got 3.5 mil here. And what, another 740. Not really the best cash there at the end, but we come out positive. Let's go ahead and hit it with all, copy it. Throw it in our Abyss tracker over here. And we get back to known space. Abyss tracker says I made $3.4 million on that run. Perfect. It's a good start. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and get back to station, and might actually go back to Jeddah, or go to Jeddah, sell some of this stuff, buy a couple more filaments, and see what we can do for a run number 2. And I will catch you there. Just one thing to call out now that we are back in station. With these Triglavian surveys, you want to make sure you're going to a Concord station to sell it. You can sell it immediately to NPC buy orders for 100,000. Whereas if you take them to Jeddah, you're going to potentially get a lower price. All right. I'm going to go to Jeddah. It looks like I only need to pick up 1 dark filament. So we made some pretty good money. Again, I'll catch you when we get back. All right. So after journeying all the way across the freaking world and now back to my home system, I did buy 12. Well, technically, I had 2, so I bought 10 filament So I can run 4 total. With how long it took me to run all the way around town, going back to Jeddah, selling some stuff, and then going and finding a Concord station and selling the surveys, it did take quite a bit of time. So I really have time for one more to stay within my 1 hour allotment per day. But I am sitting at a balance of 2.4 million. And I have the fitted out Tristan that I have right now. If I can find my fitting screen, which is valued about 2.8. So if we remember from the beginning of this episode, we were sitting at 2.2-ish million on Geve assets. And now we're sitting somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 or 5. But what we're going to do first is we're going to get ready to kick off this second one. And again, hoping for not like a Skybreaker or somebody like that. And another quick run here. That way we can get it in, get everything edited and off to everybody here. So we're going to go ahead and let her rip and see what we get. I do appreciate everybody watching. If you haven't yet, consider giving me a like, a subscribe, all that good stuff. As it does kind of obviously motivate, but also helps other people find kind of a new series kind of like this. I'm not really doing a whole lot of research before diving into this, so it really feels kind of like what a new bro might see, at least in my opinion. Oh, forgot to repair my drones, so we're going to have to pay really close attention that they don't take damage, at least that top one. Okay, we're going to throw that on there, and then we're going to start our armor repper. Started a little bit late, if I had to critique myself there. Okay. So it's caught up. We are now zipping past everybody, so we can probably turn that back off, and I'm going to turn the guns off. Oh, they switched. Almost missed it. Turn the guns off, move them over here, and take out the bioadaptive. And the drones have targeted me again, so I'm going to switch back, turn on a web on that bad boy. Scoot in close. Switch over the damage to the drone here. We're taking a lot of damage. Let's get some velocity going. Okay, thanks. I gotta get this guy gone. Let's rotate. Or orbit. Technically a rotate. Start damaging. What did we get? We got 700,000. I switched. See the yellow box. Get them returned. Red box. Thank you. Okay. Just updating my Abyss tracker here. And we're pulling our drones. And move our way to the transfer. Turn off the armor repper. Get a little bit of our HP back. Or not our HP, but our capacitor back. That way we ensure that we have a buffer. So really what we need to keep an eye out for is going to be anything that'll cap us out. But so far, so good. That was a 50-second room. Am I reading that wrong? Oh, definitely reading that wrong. Okay. We don't hate this. This guy went down like a sack of bricks last time. We just got to keep our speed up. He's targeted us. Launch our drones. Send them off towards him. What do we... I just need to get him within range. He's within range, so we can web. I kind of want to go over here. See if I can pop the adaptive cache, grab it, and then come back. We are putting pretty good amount of damage down. We're about to drop our web. Okay. What do we got? 800. Not bad. Let's get that armor repper going again. He is yellow box, so he's going to move to my drones. We're going to pull everybody in. We're going to throw a web. Start shooting some bullets at him. Fire off the drones again. Managing aggro. Going to be pretty important. Because if we lose our drones, then we're defanged and we can't really do any damage. What are we at? We're 4.5 minutes in. This guy, what was it again? Shields is 10, so he's pretty well omni-tanked, but for nothing. He does put out a lot of EM and a lot of thermal. Okay. Supposed to be orbiting at 5. How fast is he going? Why do I have size on here? Let's get size out of here. We got velocity, transversal, angular. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and slide that back over there because math is hard. Get that all stacked. I did get 20 plex from like a Yule cat or a Yule I don't even remember. Reward? The reward system here? I don't know. But I'm not going to play with that in terms of our competition here. So if we do start buying Plex, we'll need to buy 500. So we would have a total of 520 if I'm looking to Plex for a month. Just to make it a little more by the books. But we did get, as we were kind of floating around here, we did get 100 star jumps, so that's going to be another 100,000 Isk. And then we completed our first dead space on the previous run. Let's get those reloaded. We have the acolytes, we're good. Alright, let's hope for one last easy-ish room. Alright, spark needlers. Cool. Should be relatively easy. These guys did about take me out last time, though. Or in that first room. So I'm red boxed. I'm going to send the drones out. I am needing to slow that guy down. We're going to orbit. Start our armor repper. Fire off some bullets. And he is dropping. Does 100% EM. Going 900, going 1,000. We could just drop him, that'd be great. Anytime now. Perfect. He's gone. Throw the web on this new guy. We gotta orbit him so we don't go zipping off in the middle of nowhere. Shields are gone. Pretty darn quick there. He did switch aggro, though, to the one that has a lot of damage on him already. 13. All right, we saved him in time. I'm going to launch him again. And send him off. 88. Good damage, good damage. 100. Oh, yeah. Like a sack of bricks. Where are we at? We are at 8 minutes. Off we go to the adaptive cache. We don't need the armor repper. Is there a way? Not that it's that big of a deal, but remote armor repper. Small. 4,000. How do you... I don't think I could fit that. Yeah, too much power grid. Recall drones so that I don't forget them. I am notorious for doing that. Okay. What do we get? Another 800,000. Cool. So, Let me get this all copied over. And we'll jump back to the real world. Got the drones, got everything. Best tracker says 2.2 million. So all told, we made 3.5 and 2.5. All two and a quarter. So we'll just call it 3.5 and 2. So we made 5.5 million today. Not necessarily where we want to be in terms of being able to flex our account. But it does give us a pretty good little start here. So let me go ahead and get us back to station.
Warp drive active.
And we will check our loots and see what we got to rock and roll here. So save those. I look at my dashboard. Yep, today, 5 million.
Docking request accepted.
Not too bad. And then we go over to here and slide in. It says that I am averaging, obviously those were both really quick runs, but 5 million ISK an hour. Not necessarily where we want to be, but now that we're kind of set up and we're finding some success, I think we'll be in a good spot to continue making some really strong strides here towards our goal. I do have the basically a base, so I can buy the filaments and then just like hard run them all together, which is going to be really cool. And I think it's going to really set us up for success and making, 20-ish, hopefully, million ISK an hour on an alpha clone in just a frigate. But as always, if you did enjoy this episode of our 0 to Omega, day 2, please make sure you leave that like. If you haven't yet, maybe I've earned a subscription. If not, let me know down in the comments what you would like to see to make this a little bit better for you. And I hope you all enjoy and have a wonderful day. Bye for now.